was nothing. Then it exploded, which it wasn't supposed to do. There was an inquest, but those responsible weren't found or brought to justice. It seems a common occurrence. It was claimed by the devil, but it claims everything. After the beginning, there were things and there were people. People after the dinosaurs, but no one ever seems to count them. I think the teeth put people off. But they're way more interesting than people have ever been. Then there were people, which there wasn't supposed to be. There was an inquest, but those responsible weren't found or brought to justice. It seems a common occurrence. It was claimed by the devil, but he claims everything. There were snapping turtles and hippopotami, bulbous balloons endowed with sentience and a lack of dental hygiene. And the turtles, they aren't very good at cards, they just snap, which is unfair and bad sportsmanship. But at least turtles are cool. And there were turtles, which there wasn't supposed to be. There was an inquest, but those responsible weren't found or brought to justice. It seems a common occurrence. I claimed the turtles. I found them quite amusing, a distraction from what else had been made. So I was made into a turtle, and I carry the flat earth upon my back as penance for my crime. Slow motion as she put the spoon in her mouth. Plus, it's freezing out here and she's in a summer dress. I mean, who brings a yogurt to the seaside? Seems a bit odd, but sure. Now you mention it, I would really like a yogurt though. I don't have a spoon, but I might do. Fuck, yogurts are expensive. Fucking capitalism. Saddest fucking thing in you've ever seen. Staring at the closed lid with wide eyes frozen in transit, in disbelief. Patters across slippery bin lids, where is the food, the treasure they seek? See, the squirrels can't fathom why the bins are empty, and it's the saddest fucking thing I've ever seen. Your eyes open, I give you a leg. Trailing out a dressing gown, gracing bed sheets on the prowl, sandwiched between your legs. Do you want it? I can send it back, I still have the receipt. Your eyes only, I gift you an arm, well two to hold you, to trickle down your back, single fingers on your chest, slowly make it down to that. Do you want it? I can send it back, I still have the receipt. For your eyes only, I gift you 2 hands, came free with all my purchases, heard they're helpful in the arena of a quiet night in. Firm grasp, tender skin, tickle, tease and tantalize. Do you want it? I could send it back, I still have the receipt. For your eyes only, I gift you a poem and a shag. Alright, geez, I forgot. And if you're really that arsed, don't you want it? I could send it back, I still have the receipt.
Welcome to Prismatic. Thanks for joining us here at Hyde Park Book Club. We just enjoyed a recorded performance by Alex Callahan. Thank you, Alex. We organised Prismatic during a very strange period in human history, with uncertainty in the air and restrictions on day-to-day life. As such, those poet performers unable to attend have instead provided recorded performances to be mixed into the music by our DJs. Our thanks to Hyde Park Book Club, to the Leeds Lit Fest organisers, to the wonderfully talented Endless City for sound and visuals, and of course to our performers, next of whom we have Lizzie Mitchell. Sit back and enjoy.
Fingers interlinked, the hand becomes a stranger again. You become trapped in a cycle. One wishes to escape, one to hold on tighter. Tighter so that your hands feel bound, like rope around your wrists. You're now a prisoner to yourself, a captor to the restless. Bonfire. You are cold, all of you. The fire burns in the distance, it blazes, a tall bonfire. Wood occasionally falls as it breaks into ash. You want that fire, for it to burn in your soul, the light at your end of the tunnel. A beacon signalling hope. You need its warmth to live. Too much of its crimson flames and you will be singed. Walk to get closer, obstacles stand between it. It's all but a few meters away, yet you can't feel its warmth. There's a barrier, you can't get too close.
now hear a recorded performance by Jesse Brunswick.
Tell me what it's like to be a gun. To know your threatening, greased up, metal-plated truth and live with it anyway. Shall we do this the right way? Sit down, let me tell you a story. When I was 17, I woke up with a barrel for a mouth and a trigger for a finger-licking, quick fuck, blood clot, bad rep, suffocating mess of a chest. Of course, we know it doesn't happen overnight. We know it happens when a baby doesn't have a lovely mummy and a strong, angry, beer-bellied, rust-coated father. It never stood a chance, poor little thing, stuck as a sapling, weeping into cobble-soaked soil. All day long we eat its birchwood in front of the telly, because it doesn't cost that much to fix your teeth, really, if you swallow all the horrid silver pieces. If this is true, and I am a gun, and I have teeth, and I am the tree all at once, then I'll eat the television, fertilise myself with spite, and shoot the poets that taught me and my friends how to write. We're bored of these metaphors, we're bored of the truth, we are bored of being weaponised in fucking courtrooms. Shapeshifter, burden lifter, Mr. Mrs. Right. Write your own ending. Grow or shoot or bite. Two sisters. One is called Mary and the other is Pam. They are twins and they are much older than you. So much older you must call them both Myths. Myth, you say, I smashed a plate. They both come running. Mary falls and cuts her hands. Pam does not cry, but she asks why you did this. You will not smash another plate again. 2. You have two sisters. You smash a plate. They both come running and they shout to each other. Mary says, Pam, this is your fault. Pam says, Mary, our mother hates you most. They do not speak to you, so you get rid of the plate and you start again. 3. Pam, Mary, you. The plate. The plate is not a metaphor, it is just broken china. Not everything means something else. You kill both your sisters with the pieces, and then you say, Sir, where is the mop? The brother helps you find it. When the floor is clean, you are left with the mop. When you get rid of the mop, you are left with the floor. 4. This time there is no plate and there is no death. Your sisters have been away on business all year. You eat with your hands and you go to bed early. When you see them again, it's December. You ask if the sky looked different in Maine. They say, we only went to take the bins out. 5. The plate is your parents' marriage, Pam says. The plate is the time you went to hospital and didn't tell anyone, Mary says. It's just a plate, your brother says, but this poem is not about him, so we won't listen. You put gold in the cracks, and you stick it back together, and nobody laughs at your jokes at dinner when you eat from it. You have 2 sisters. You have no sisters. You do not know how many sisters you have. The driveway clear. This time I didn't think about broiled flesh on tarmac, just the fact that the house was a little empty without you. It was my own decision then to text. New brakes, smoke, grease, fire, a bus stop. 2 drinks deep and shrugged it off. The helmet paradox suggests that near-death experiences are so frequent because the frequency of death is higher. So you're home by 9, so it's okay. So the wet, warm globe keeps spinning on its axis, and I don't think about endings. We're getting better at not wondering if we're corporeal, and just thanking the sun for rising each day, the air for keeping us breathing. I've been to more weddings than funerals. I won't take my youth for granted.
If the conditions are right, it can be freezing at night. Most of it warm by the top of it white. Freezing at night, cold. Conditions are right, cold. Most of it warm by the tip of it white, tipping their nose. Then tiptoeing on. It's too dark, we wouldn't see.
ladies and gentlemen, hope you're enjoying your evening. We're now going to hear a recorded performance by Beth Harrison.
You were shelling broad beans, gently between fingertips. Pale green blister pots on terracotta tiles. I am sat in a wooden chair. If I wanted to, could I make your ribs break? For now, they protrude prominent. 12 each side on your curving, you wing-like thing, with skin ever tauter. But if it's all tense thighs on top of you, pressing down with palms like gut ferocity, would they fracture and cave? Or would you be left, bruised breath, laughing love, and only ache? Inside, I'm wide-eyed tenderness, torn, trapped in my cage. You sigh with subliminality. I think of you by a cold sink into me, and we, with our organs and our flesh, ventriloquize one another, until all the blood-biting lilac wonderings are answered, simple and ceramic, on this unswept floor. She asked me about the subtleties of surrender as I lay belly down in bluebells, my face turned right to face hers. Her lobes stand out to me like little fleshy petal droplets, and I said perhaps I'll drown, darling, in this scented sea, a lilac asphyxiation death. She said please, the world cannot do without your warmth. I said, there's this willow patterned plate at home. I smashed it, it broke, fragmented into I don't know how many pieces. Have you ever lived with a violent man? She picked a scab on her bony ankle. I tried to make sense of the question, and I think it is one of forgiveness. How does it feel to mean something to someone who acts as though they care so little? How does it feel to be so unforthcoming? I rolled over and asked her where she got that scab from. It was now trailing a red line down her foot like a tear. She said she did not know, but it hurt much less than these questions, which ached and twisted themselves around her guts. The sky was fading, like two lovers changing, and I said I'm not sure I'm suited to answering these questions of yours, and I think you look better in buttercups or daisies. She said I feel all diluted, like a bird singing on the wind, and I can never quite make the slit to push the last daisy through the chain. If it hurts too much to puncture something, you'd never do anything at all. And like her foot through the ice, a thin veil on a pale bride, once solid sheen, now shards and screams. And the wildflowers seem to waltz with the grass on the blue night, and as the ripples become still, all breath is held, until breath is no more, and the unanswering is immortalized. Slipping a soft palm into yours, she said, "Let me show you something. Come with me. Let me show you the way." You're floating down a green path, along a dappled canopy, with a stone archway at the far end. "You can walk as slowly as you like," she said. "You can go lightly. You can talk or you can whisper. You can tell me everything. Everything, all about your inner workings, and I'll listen. I'll know." You end up in a graveyard with all these ornate headstones, anchors and ivy and beheaded angels. A lot of them were so young, undergrown in the overgrown undergrowth. That could have been any of us, in the dark, amongst the depths of the ground, closer to the heat of the earth's womb. Imagine a fox, russet. It sits pregnant atop your grave. Your flesh has not yet rotted, not completely. Your muscles are still intact, even some vein remains. But blinded baby, your eyes are long gone. Thorns get caught on your fleshiness, and you are alone, again in front of a gilded mirror. Surrounded by trees with dying leaves, you see your arms most clearly, wider than before, but your back is lean. She covers your eyes with her hands. They are wet, dripping with tears. But you are moving now, one big muscle in motion. You are dancing, and this is light. The sun dribbles. This summer felt different, congealed, too sweet. But tonight is a blue night. You come shattering through stained glass, violently. Your skin all colours, neck green and tongue yellow, ankles red. You bleed blackberries, swollen and abnormally large. Feast on the clots, drink the wine. You need her to see into you, not upon you. The fox on the grave miscarriages with twins, and it howls. Could you believe in something that wasn't beautiful? You are drawn into this twilight, and your thoughts are excessive. You want a blight for the bleak intensity of it. Give me a bellyful. You want to bite until it bleeds, and you are bloated and it's freezing and dripping into solid red points. Stalagmites and stalactites and icicles of flesh and muscle and bone. Tendrils are so edible. You are there, and you become maddened, become a cave, damp and unentered, off a cliff on the coast. Wildflowers are so submissive, bowed down, blown hard in the wind. There's salt in the wound, and it's gooey and amber and shining with pain. The rain's coming down in silver sheets. The light is fluid. You spill yourself across the sky, transmute sunset into liquid. You pick a winter rose, and you put it in a glass vase full of light. Would you prefer it as a dull ache or a sharp sting? You are a winged creature, kept folded and pale and still. You are flightless. But I'll wash your wounds, she said. Lick them, hang them out to dry, and you can swim as you walk, lightly so. Sometimes she's not here. You can't find her. You are reaching and weeping, and she reappears and says, no, I didn't go. Not anywhere at all. Your legs won't move. You said I want to cling onto you, but it's autumn and the leaves are falling from the trees and you're already freezing and you are already freeing, ridding yourself of all that you can. When you wake up alone, you are complete. You're in a white room and sunlight pours in. The ceilings are high and the sky is blue. You pull out a cloud and knit with it. You weave. You wear the sky as a cardigan. The grass is dewy and frosted, and the room smells of vanilla and geranium. Your stomach is hollow, your arms are lean, and your face is angular. But you are safe, and you are serene. You take the rising sun in place of a pupil, and then you write her down in meaning, and she'll be fixed onto the page, and you'll bleed in ink, as well as hedgerows. Did we hold one another in the womb? I think we must have done. It's been 23 years of me and you. I think of you often. If I'm struggling with writing, you melt before me and I have something to grasp onto again. I took up more room. You were smaller, but we still weighed less together than a singular baby would. My mother has no stretch marks. Now you tower above me, but you, unlike I, are still skin and bone. I had a heart murmur. You were all pink like a baby rabbit. The sack leaks, and we are born. Your smile makes me want to die. I haven't seen it for so long now. And I want to remold you, different this time, happier. Imagine this painter at his easel, immersed in the act of abstraction. Not one person, but two, just as cells, forever as cells. What cells? The squiggles of human nature, an angry writhing, a sticky smiling. We haven't had a birthday cake for years. You don't believe in wishes anyway, and I picture my intestines all over the kitchen table. Remember when we went into the sea at sunset, and you were laughing, and the salt was stinging, and we could see the bones of that pier? It's always been your teetering mouth, your long legs, your stubbornness, and your sadness. Standing outside with the stone of the house behind, when we used to smoke roll-ups, and it was snowing. You had a cup of tea, and my teeth chattered. You told me how you'd slept with him, and how you didn't like it. You say you don't enjoy yourself unless I'm there, and I read something once about the codependency of twins. We would sit side by side at nursery, and cry when we got separated. Sometimes I wish I was more like you. You know yourself, but unlike you, I know what I want. Please know that if I ever hurt you, it would only be to get to the very heart of you. How big were our baby hearts? 2 little fists with perfect fingernails, scratching at the bottom of a lake. Clay had these crazy eyes, but to be honest, I only ever care about the blue of you.
have a live performance from Jasmine Disdale.
Something was different this morning. Curtains designed to keep in the warm and keep out the light. Even they couldn't keep out the sun. Though patches of snow festered and foamed like a fungal infection, my world was cast in golden light. A remnants of salt water and kelp hits my nostrils. A pang of summer's gone by. Freedom, inspiration, intentions not yet played out, remembered all at once. The lake is slowly melting as the earth rotates. New rivers are forming, or old ones are flowing. I don't remember. It's been solid for so long. I have premature spring fever, that sudden blooming in the mind. 1,000 flowers spring forth from frozen soil to tell the psyche, now is the time to write. You wandered through a forest once upon a time. Iridescent suns streamed through the foliage and illuminated everything. Flowers bloomed in every which direction. The sparrow warbled a little herald, and the ground you walked on was untrodden. Fruit hung heavy from each and every bough, plump, brimming with juice and with possibility. You can't remember if you picked any. Can't remember the tangy burst on your tongue. The forest is darker now somehow. Gnarled oaks loom over a concrete path, their branches are knitted together. You have vague memories of clawing at dirt, pulling up flowers, laying down slabs. But perhaps it was always there, waiting. The birds are a discordant cacophony. You can't pick out the sparrow. Sickly weeds force their way through the stone. There's no time to explore. What did you do to your forest? In the bluebell wood, dancing daintily. She is a long silk gown tailored with lace, ethereal, crown of gold, hair pale as the winter sun, cascading, shimmering waves. But what is her name? Princess or beauty? In every language. Her dress is made of fresh whipped cream and raspberry juice. Her hair is ropes of silk and wheat. But what does she think? She is gentle, feminine, thinks only of love. Her every action is papered in myth. She dreams of strawberries, sweetness, a handsome prince. What else is there to say? What more could I tell you? Do you want to know more about the dress, perhaps? How it waves in the wind? Or her hair so dazzling it makes the daffodils feel dirty? Does that help you understand who she is? Her face, it doesn't matter. But her dress is dotted with strawberries, and she smells of cinnamon. And her hair, oh, her hair.
Thank you very much, Jasmine. We now have another live performance from Ruby Deering.
I don't belong to you. I'm a woman who's free. Well, not free, but I'll let you do what you want to me for 50 quid. The only people who own me are my fans, and only my fans. Only fans own me. I'm a powerful woman who works for herself, or should I say that it's myself who works for me? I don't need to sell myself. What you see is what you get with me. Care to try it? I don't belong to anyone. I do not belong to anywhere. I'm the only person living in my world. You're all just visitors. And there's a fee for being a tourist. Only 50 quid. Or a £5 monthly subscription. You know you want me. You know that you want to kiss me and caress me and call me and tell me that you don't care what I call myself or care who I call. That you're a modern man who thinks that a girl can do what she likes, as long as she's got your approval. As long as you say it's okay. With your permission, she can do whatever she wants. But then, and only then. I'm not a piece of meat, or something you can own. I am a woman. A woman who wants love, and a home, and a family, and a loving, doting husband, except I don't. All I want is to be free, to rid the shackles of tradition and patriarchy that you so love to reinforce. You say you're a feminist, but only so girls will crawl into bed with you, to congratulate you and to cherish you for doing the bare fucking minimum. You love women, I hear you say, but I just think that you love what they can do for you. It's never about us after all. This is a man's world, and you are a man. And what a man you are. I'll say that again if you want me to. For 50 quid, I'll do anything.
Thank you, Ruby. Another live performance for the evening. Warm welcome to Conrad Kinnaird.
I was born a Texan. I was born into the Cold War. I was born the year Sputnik circled the earth and shattered this piece of my home. On his ham radio, my father listened in awe and horror as the beeps transmitted from the satellite in space, as it passed overhead. Our lives were to be transformed at that moment. The Russians were at our door, coming to kill us all. My father built a nuclear-hardened bomb shelter under our house. Daddy bought a gun so the blacks can't kill us. Riots in Newark, Watts is on fire. Huey Newton keeps shouting, "Burn, baby, burn." Daddy bought a gun so the blacks can't kill us in our beds. Daddy bought a gun so the blacks can't kill us. One night, I was in the house, trying to be quiet. As I came into the TV room to look for something I had left behind, I tiptoed with a flashlight. Daddy pulled a pistol and he aimed it at my head. The next day he threw it out and never had one again. And the blacks never killed us. And we lived happily ever after. A friend of mine reclining on the couch, head perpendicular to his belly, or beer perpendicular to his belly, hat over his face, boots on, says to me, "It's time to nuke the Russians and farm their land." Seems like it's slightly illogical, is the way I understand it. If I understand the effects of nuclear holocaust, but okay. I smiled and agreed. There was nothing else to do. Kids, I've got a letter for you. Take it home to your mom. Don't forget. And keep your dog tags on. We need to know what you want to do. Walk home or wait here at school for your mom to pick you up. In case there's a nuclear bomb. In case there's a bomb. 30 minutes to the south, there's a lot of nuclear bombers, B-52s. So what are you gonna do? Stay here or walk home? If you see a flash of light in the south, boys and girls, tell your teacher right away. It might be a nuclear bomb, so keep your dog tags on. We had them made for you, so we know who you are. In case there's a nuclear attack, we'll walk through the bodies and we'll push your teeth through the metal tag, so your mom will know who you were. So what do you want to do? Wait here for your mom or walk home? In case there's a nuclear bomb, ask your mom. She'll know what to do.
Conrad Canard. Thank you very much, Conrad, and thank you to everyone who's come down to perform, everyone who's sent recordings in. It's got a couple more recordings to go, and now it's time for my own little bit. My name's Joe Hunter, so I'm going to give you a couple of live readings. Circling. Thinking about it now, things were bound to turn out this way. Makes a person wonder what battery hens dream about. Maybe they see them too. Circling. Always anti-clockwise. Glimpsed by the corner of my left eye. How swiftly it slips behind me. And out of sight. Only ever one of them at a time, though I feel certain they are many. I first saw one of them around the same time the walls of my room turned to mirrors in that way things do when observed for too long. Alone in my kitchen, washing dishes before a black window. Night's invisible garden hidden just beyond. I turn to place a pan back in its cupboard when the blackness of my window slips away and behind me. When I look directly, the window is right there as it had always been. Only a moonlit leaf's quivering glint to betray where the creature once stood. Or perhaps not. So I thought, until it happened again. This time in my living room 2 nights later. They are circling now, I know it, I can feel it. And again, today, slipping once more from my periphery, closer, closer this time, close enough to whisper in my ear. How long can you live this way? The time it took. Take a little time to mind your others. Sisters, brothers, fathers, mothers, or whomsoever may fill those roles for you. Take a little time to ensure they truly know, for soon they or we quietly may go into rust and whitest snowdrifts. Take a little time to lift spirits sewn into thine by thread of shared experience as time with all its variance comes crashing through where they now once stood. Oh, callous, deadly flood. I had good intentions, I just never had no bad blood, but then the blood goes bad. Illustrious illustration of what brittle beauty we have, us earthlings. So take a little time before time takes the little things. A summoning. False portents, failed prophecy, final demands of a fruitless tree, forged in fires of fatality, our weapons dealt out to the devil and me. Caution for careless caresses and cries, call out the town crier with his contemptuous lies, carrion crushed beneath wheels of the wise old chariot ridden by devil and I. Wait not for wishes to leap from the well. Wait not for wanderers with stories to tell. Wait not for the tide to turn in the swell. Wait only for the devil and follow him to hell. On a walk in winter. Cold grows in pacing feet, encircling earnest embers. Fables fire fast fading, for want of fresh fuel made in, bracing one's face to tornadoes embrace. That everyday chaos wind, bellowing through my branches, tearing off dead leaves, making way for new growth. Such a change as cannot come when walling out that wild whip to hold September's branches and February's trees. Such a change as cannot come in perpetual springtime with a sacrosanct and sanctioned unease. Such a change as cannot come for deniers of life's savagery who, left uncut by its indifferent blade, cannot know being whittled let go by capricious Geppetto named trauma. A storm that never stops, violent velocity levelling cities with raindrops blown from Poseidon's throne in eye of my own insightful cyclone. Birch on my backbone of understanding, sending prevailing wind, filling sails of those who refuse to let it sink the ship. Oh, bullying gale, bellowing fail at your every step, every breath, every misdeed and every masterwork. Banshees scream, only drowned out it seems, by 1,000 pummeling decibels, ringing the streams of tears from your soul, that you may cry no more, that you can fly, no, soar, can claw that blade from trauma's hand, carve yourself from stone and stand. Warned by encircling that same earnest ember's glow, holding back the cold that grows. Slowly, slowly, in pacing feet of my tomorrows past. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this evening. After this next musical detour, we'll get our last two performances of the night. Performance by Anna Hopkins, followed by a recorded performance by Hannah Prince.
Imagine the softness of the inside of your mouth, your tongue rolling around like a soft marshmallow. When you blow a kiss, that is the color pink. Red starts bulging your chest, then explodes, a hot signal to those in the room. Orange is the easy peel satsuma that surprises you with a squirt in the face. Yellow is the bite of butter on Sundays, spread thickly on crusty bread. Green is the touch of grass imprinted on thighs. Blue, the feeling of waiting for a call. Purple, the raised eyebrow and discovering the nut hidden in the caramel. Grey is the middle between black and white, white being without sound, black being without sight.
Two men sit off, either side of the table. One, eyes closed, the other wide open. They both wish to speak to you. Who will you choose? He on the left talks of the living, those you left behind. He on the right does not talk, but still you hear death, those who await you. Perhaps you will choose none, and instead take your own seat, soft flesh on hard wood, settled between the clock chimes, perhaps one bell too many. Life and death hungrily tuck in beside you. What a shame your plate is empty. Soaking up unspoken sound, that which lips would only break, the crunch of tooth, enamoured enamel, careful, O lips, a gift. Your wretched words of mine make a mess, how could my tongue forget the taste of your smile, her musical hum? Pray, lover, sing to me, play me a song. Coil the throat, choke on the silence, spit back and back, bring forth. Soak me up, spoken and unspoken. Deliver me deliverance of tongue and tooth and lip. Kiss me, melt me down. Let me taste the salt of your sea. Come forth, all ye who deign to knock. Try not the handle, pick not the lock, but bring forth in goodwill, ye hand slender still, your fingers as pale as the bone. Encircle the handle neath jaws agape, and disturb he who resides in his home. Wait kindly in suspense, make no move, make no sound. Listen, rapt, for his claws on the ground. Come forth, all ye, and tread this floor, but pray to your gods he does not open the door. She whispered words, and I swallowed them. While the darkest moon grimaced from its throne, perched upon the horizon. The words poured out, puncturing her lips. Her voice edged with silver. The blade of her tongue cut forth. There's blood on these walls. Some of which will have to stay. That which is broken will always be so. But her mouth was too steady. Her eye was too loud. The moon and I blinked.